Hello guys, how are you? I think you will be healthy, wealthy, fit and fine. Okay, this is Mukesh Sharma here and welcome you all to my channel English with Mukesh sir. Dear students, my dear friends, as you know that at this time I am creating my video regarding speaking of English. Okay, so this is the most important question, and the question is raised by some other persons regarding that why English is so much important for us and why should we speak in English. Though we have Hindi to speak, then why should we try to speak in English? Yes, such kind of questions raised by the persons who even don't know how to speak in English. So such kind of persons, they raise such kind of questions, really. Okay, so now in this video I tell you why English is so much important for us. Why should we speak English at this time in modern era? Yes, and there are 6 or 7 important points through which I will explain why English is important for us. Okay, so without delay, we should start our video. So come to the topic. Why should we speak English? This is the question. Why English is so important for us? And I will try my best to give the answers of these two important questions. First of all, dear students and my dear friends, English is an international language. This should be your reply. If someone asks you why are you speaking English, if Hindi is here, Hindi is your mother tongue and you are speaking English, you are trying to speak in English, then the first your reply should be like this: English is an international language. Yes, at this time English is an international language. Every country, understand, in every country English is speaking at this time, because trades, commerce, business, and there are so many things which are at this time going into in English. So if you want to travel in other countries, if you want to do business with other countries, all the documents will be filled in English. Understand? If you want to go to abroad in foreign, then there is also one test in India. IELTS, IELTS. You have to clear IELTS. Only then you can get the visa. Understand? So if you want to travel in abroad, if you want to go to foreign country, then English is must for you. Okay, so English is now at this time an international language. Then how can we avoid English? We can't avoid English. English has become so much important for us, for the whole world. So dear students and my dear friends, now we come to the second point is for jobs. This is very important point. This is absolutely important point for jobs. If you go to an interview for private company, private firm, or in a government job, English is required for your interview. There are a team of experts and they will put up the questions in English. Yes, they will check your communication skill. Yes, and if you have command or English, if your communication skill is good, only then you will be selected automatically. Yes, and immediately. So for jobs, English is required. All the test, all the test. For example, you mean to say, I mean to say entrance test for courses and applications for job. Understand? Resume, curriculum vitae, CV. Understand? Biodata. All these should be in English. Yes, and English is required for every kind of job. Whenever we sit in a exam, then we find 20 marks and more than 20 marks of English subject regarding grammar, regarding unseen comprehension, regarding stanza of a poem, regarding synonymous, antonymous, one word substitution, phrasal verbs, and I mean to say regarding idioms and phrases. And there are so many types of English grammar we find in the test. So if we are trying to apply for a government job, then we should try to appear a test, a written test, computer based test, and grammar you will find in that test of English. So you must learn English, okay, and you must speak English during interview time. When you will appear for interview, then you must speak in English. When we speak English, a different kind of personality we show. Yes, and different kind of impact and impression we show when we speak English during interview time. So English is must for job. Now we come to the third point for call centers. Call centers in Delhi, in Faridabad, in Gurugram, Gurugram, and in all over India, in all the world, there are so many call centers. Call center is just a call. Sometimes on your mobile, you receive some unknown number, a call from unknown number, and they started speaking, sir, would you like to join this, that? Would you like to join this, that? Any kind of facility, insurance, understand? Such kind of calls you get. These calls come from call centers. And if you want to join call center, then English is must. Your fluency is must. So calls for call center, English is required. And if I talk about fourth point, for personality development, wow, I have also hinted you before. Personality development, English is very important if you want to grow our personality. you know if we are standing somewhere, and persons, the gathering, the crowd, if someone is starting speaking English, understand, and then if we don't know English, we don't understand English, and we can't speak English, then how can we understand what he or she is saying? Never. So if you can speak English fluently in the crowd, in the morning assembly, or in a gathering, then your personality will be grow automatically. How? How? In a class, if there are 30 students and 2 and 3 students have the ability to speak English fluently, then you see all the other students, 27 remaining students, they will show a great respect for them, and even the teachers of that school, they will also show the respect to these students who can speak English fluently. Why? Because of speaking skill. So English is important. It develops our personality. Understand? Somewhere, if you go to India Gate, Red Fort, and somewhere else, there are so many foreigners. Okay. And the foreigners, they always speak English. And if you talk to them in English, you speak English with them, you start conversation with them in English. So all other students, or teachers, and other persons who are standing there, they feel surprised. Oh my God, he's speaking English with the foreigner. She's speaking English with the foreigner. They will get surprised. So it develops your personality. So if you want to develop your personality, then you must speak English. Okay, now come to the fifth point for our new generation. For our new generation. Yes, new generation means coming generation. Our siblings, our son and daughters, dear students. Now the time is changing day by day. New inventions are happening, new inventions are coming. Man, person is equal to computer at this time. The younger generation, yes, small children, they know better than us regarding computer, mobile phone. This is true. So dear students, and my dear viewers, my dear watchers, my dear friends, if you want to improve the speaking skill of our children, then we must have to speak English before them. Yeah, sure. If we don't know how to speak in English, if we don't know anything about English, if you are unable to read and write English, then how can we say to our children that you must be fluent in English? For that, we must be an example. We should create an example before our children. Only then they can speak English if we speak English. So we should also learn English. We should also read English. We should also speak in English because of our children. Yes. Though some person says that you should also talk in Hindi. Why the English is required? For our next generation, English is required because in near about 30 or 20 years, everything will happen in English only. Mind it. Now we come to technical and medical language, official language, and code language. Yes, everywhere where you go, you find that all the books of technical side, BTech, MTech, any kind of technical university, technical study, and MBBS, MD, MS, or courts, or offices. Everywhere we go, we find all the documents in English. Yes. In man offices, we find all the documents in English. Even English is our court language. Yes, all the decisions done by Judge Sahab, you must read and you will find that the decision is in English. And then all the all the books of medical side or technical side you will find in English. So how can we forget that point? English has become the part and parcel of our life, and we must have to speak English if we want to grow ourselves and if we want a real development in our children. So, my dear friends, I hope that all these points are useful for you and you must follow them. And if I talk about my students, if my students watch my video, you please notice that if you want to be successful in any kind of field, you must speak English, you must read English, you must write English, you must listen English, you must understand English. All these five skills, all these five skills you have to learn. Only then you can get success in English. If you get success in English, then certainly, surely, definitely you will get success in your life also. So, dear friends, thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope that you will watch my video again and again and subscribe my channel. If you didn't subscribe my channel till now, you please subscribe now it. Thank you very much.